Hello, I just got back from the barbers and I feel good. So I want to make a video about being trans and haircuts, I guess. I've not really made a plan. Maybe I should have, but I'm just going to ramble and see if I come up with any wisdom for you today. So basically, everyone knows that the first thing most trans people do is the haircut, you know. Or, in the case of trans women, I guess, a wig, maybe? I don't know. And everyone always says it, like, if I post online being like, oh, I'm always getting misgendered, everyone will reply saying, like, haircut. And it's true, which is annoying because, well, it's not annoying, but I'm very lazy and it's very rare that I do get a haircut. Normally my go-to is leaving it really long so I look like this, and then getting sad and annoyed when people misgender me despite me being a whole year on T, and then wondering why the heck people are misgendering me, and then the reality is because I looked like this. And then getting a haircut and feeling better. As much as you might think it's an insignificant part, maybe, it's really not. It actually does make quite the difference because it's the first thing that people see. It's what they're gonna base their initial thoughts on your gender around. Like, as much as we maybe want society to be a bit less binary in their thinking, they're still going to be. They're still going to see short hair man, long hair woman. Right, some tips for haircuts then. Maybe this is your first time in a barber's. A barber's is different to a hair salon, which you might probably have been going to. So with a hair salon, you ring up, make an appointment, and then go. A barber's is different to that. A barber's, you walk in and take a seat. And then once there's a chair free, you get your haircut. To be honest, I prefer it like that because you can physically see the queue in front of you and there's no pre-nervousness of calling. However, sometimes it is annoying because you want to get a haircut and then everyone and their mum wants to get a haircut and it takes forever. But luckily today, I was lucky that there was one guy getting his haircut and nobody in the shop, so I sat down and I was next. Another tip I'd give you is learn what you want. So figure out the terminology. So like, do you want a skin fade? Like, figure out the numbers and stuff. So like, a skin fade is from like 0 upwards. I tend to go from like 0 to 3 or 2. The larger the number, the longer the hair. So 0 is nothing, and then so on and so forth. Another good idea is pictures. Find pictures of the kind of hairstyle you want, because I think that makes it easier for people to cut with. Like, as much as you get the right terminology and stuff, having a visual cue I think is going to be easier for them to work off of. Also, like, other little ones in terms of like maybe nervousness surrounding haircuts, because it is a big thing. As much as for most people it's just a everyday, well, not every day, maybe every month occurrence. For trans guys, I guess it can be a bit more daunting because, well, at least in my opinion, or like my experience, there's the situation of you're sat there and then you're like second guessing yourself of, are people judging me? Are they thinking that I don't belong here? And blah blah blah, all that stuff. And then you just kind of have to stop and think to yourself that no one's thinking that. I know that's what everybody says to people with anxiety, is like, no one's actually looking at you and all that jazz, and that's all well and good saying that, but trying to rewire your brain to believe that is hard, and you kind of just need to practice. So the more times you go to a barber's, the easier it will get and the more comfortable you'll feel. But basically, how I do it is I look at myself and what I'm doing in the barber's to then relate that to other people. So in the barber's, pretty much no one's going to be looking or judging at you. Looking or judging you, Jesus Christ. Because what they're probably doing is watching the telly that most barbers have. They really don't care. Or if they are looking at you, they're probably just watching the barber cut hair because it's quite like a mesmerizing thing to watch. So basically that's some little tips and stuff and words of advice for getting a haircut. It's not that scary, and it's such a mood lifter. Like, oh, it is it changes the game in terms of happiness. Like, this is the problem, I always forget how good a haircut makes me feel until after I've had the haircut, and then I'm like, oh yeah, why don't I do this? There's some little hints and tips, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a little bit helpful. Please like and subscribe and all that stuff, and I'll see you later. Bye.